Hi, everybody. How nice to see everybody here. We've got a whole bunch of old friends and some new friends. I want to say a big hello to Scott. Thank you so much for being here. And Jackie and Rossi and the light worker, T. Lynn. She was the first one in like half an hour ago. Oh, and look, here's Carl and Teresa Levine and Diane. Yes, all of you guys, I'm so happy to see you. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, CJ. This is, oh, you like the plain background. Okay, I was wondering if I should maybe get a rubber plant because I kill the live ones over here and, just for a little bit of visual interest. Hi, Sudabe. I hope I didn't butcher your name. And yes, this is Wanda, and Wanda's been a little, hi, Dr. Ann. Wanda's a little off her feed. She's not feeling all that well. I wonder if she has arthritis. So she's going to the vet tomorrow. That should be fun. If any of you have ever taken an animal to the vet, yeah, it's nothing compared to taking a bird, believe me, because, yeah. So this should be fun. Wanda hasn't been out of the house for a while now, so yes. Yes, I have lots of good things to say about artificial flowers. You can get some really nice ones, and so maybe I'll go to the dollar store and see what I can find, just to make it a little more interesting. I'm no guest today, unless somebody wants to come up and have a chat, and I'm going to hold on for just a second here. I'm going to open the queue, and today I'm going to set the limit. Yes, all the best for Wanda. I hope so too. I'm going to set the limit for 8 questions because I really would like to stick to a maximum of an hour and a half. I have a commitment, and that I would like to be able to be on time for. Nothing serious. Just a second here while I find my banner. So the queue is open for questions. Oh, here they are, right where it says banners. Okay. You've all seen this before. To ask a question, type !join and put your question space and then put your question right after that. Look at that. Lightworker knows exactly what to do. And here's Rishi. Hi, Rishi. And hi, V. Doyle. Yeah. Wanda's having trouble walking. She's like falling on her face a lot when she walks. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that it's, if it's arthritis, I'll be so grateful because there is treatment for that. And there is pain meds for that. And, but if it's something neurological, then I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. So, yeah. Okay. So, wow. Okay. So as soon as we have 8 questions, I'll start answering them. I was meditating earlier, and I got some interesting messages during that meditation that I want to share with you. Sudabe, if you look at the banner, you have to type ! and the word join, exactly the way it's written on the screen, and then your question right after that. So ! join space and then your question. So bang join space question. Exactly the way Carl's done. Take a look at in the chat and see how other people have done it. So far, we have 3 questions. It looks like, but I can find out. Anyway, to get back to the messages I got, part of the meditation that I do involves grounding myself with the earth, grounding myself with Mother Nature, and Gaia, with the planet, and just exchanging energy, sending love and receiving love with with the with the earth. And what I heard very clearly was that every time you look around yourself, you look around yourself in nature, every time you see something in nature that you appreciate and you love, Gaia feels it, the planet feels it. So when you see, like, don't hold back, is what I'm saying. It's felt and it's appreciated, and it's a way of showing love to planet Earth, to our Mother Earth. Okay, Sudabet, it's exclamation mark and then the word join and then space and then your question. You're close. You just have to put join after the exclamation mark. And you will, if you were successful at it, Nightbot will give you an acknowledgement of your that you're in the queue and what your position is, so you have some idea. I will answer questions whether you're here or not. I don't care, but if I need clarification though on something and you're not here, then I will skip you probably, or just go ahead with what I think you meant. And exactly, Sudabe, there you go. Thank you. So don't hold back when you're out walking and you see a pretty rock or a pretty flower, or just the way the sky looks. Don't hold back. Express some gratitude and some love for that. Don't just say, "Oh, isn't that cool?" Well, I mean, you can say that and that's good, but say, "Isn't that cool?" and put some feeling behind it and go, "Wow, how awesome." Because that will make a difference. That will make a difference to your own vibration and to the planet as well. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Okay. Sorry, I just had to straighten myself out here. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, Sudabe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. My fingers are sticky today because it's, again, very warm. It's been a very warm week. You're seeing me in my summer uniform. Oh, Erin, I'm so happy you found some money. I never find money. Seems to have a lag. Well, I'm going to have a love marriage, not an arranged one. Okay, that's an interesting question. Okay. Yes, and that's another thing. Hang on. Hi, Garnet. I guess we have reached our limit. Okay. So I'm going to start answering questions now. Welcome, Noor. That's an interesting question. Okay. Yes, Nightbot does seem to have a lag. Okay. Rishi, you're number one. See what I mean? Oh, Erin, I'm so happy. She says it was the exact amount she needed. Good for you. I'm hoping the money for tomorrow's vet visit will be falling to me soon. Yes, thank you, Jackie. Questions are closed now. We're going to start the show, and I'm going to do my best to be brief, but y'all know how I like the sound of my own voice, right? Rishi wants to know who is coming to me in love. Well, Rishi, that's like, I can't give you a name, like I can't say it's Anna Banana or whoever. Do you want to know, is it something you want to know, like, for example, is there someone coming to you in love? Would that be an acceptable interpretation for you, Rishi? I'll wait. I mean, I'm fine, but if you could just answer me in the chat, I would really appreciate that, because because I can't tell you who. Oh, okay, all right, thank you. Rishi says that's acceptable. Appreciate that. Okay, is there someone coming to Rishi in love? Not for a while, Rishi. Um, you have some growing to do. I'm going to give you some tough love here. Um, you have some growing to do. You have some work to do inside yourself, like with your own being, with your own self. You need to do some more growth before you're ready. Um, you're 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 not quite ready for it. There is someone for you, and they are on their way. But you, um, hold on for a second. If you met them now, they wouldn't like you, and nothing would come of it. So grow some more, develop yourself some more, learn yourself a bit better, learn who you are a bit better, and deal with some of your I don't want to say inner demons, because I don't think it's like demons, like don't take that the wrong way. Deal with some of your laundry, I guess. Wash your dirty clothes. Uh, um, you have some issues that you need to address and grow from. That's all. But there is somebody for you, and they are on their way. Once you've grown, you'll see them. You'll meet them. They will. Yeah, yeah. I hope that helps, Rishi. Um, it's not easy sometimes to say stuff like you're not ready, but you're not, and that's just the truth. Thanks for your question, Rishi, and I hope I didn't hurt your feelings like too badly. On the other hand, I would not be doing my job if I didn't tell you what I got. Next, we have a light worker. Hi, light worker. I see Peace Mama's here. Hi, Peace Mama. No, you're welcome, Rishi. You're welcome here anytime. Thank you. All right. Um, uh, what can you tell me about an incarnation of mine as an Andromedan? Oh, man. Okay, so I have to share with you. I have to tell you guys. Rishi says they've gotten more blunt readings. Okay, fine. Good. Um, these readings about alien lives are, they're not hard, like that I can't see. It's just really hard for me to put in words what I'm looking at, and it's really hard for me to interpret what I'm seeing. So what is this lump? Is it a rock? Is it a living being? Is it what we would call a tree? Is it a plant, an animal? Like, I just don't. Yeah, it's hard for me to interpret. So hi, Annie Bear, welcome. Outside is the best place to be in this kind of, well, maybe not. And let me remind you all, sunscreen. I have a friend who just had three cancerous little thingies on their back removed. Someone who used to like spending a lot of time in the sun and didn't put on any sunscreen. Okie dokie. Don't go out without your sunscreen. And let's see what your life was like as an Andromedan light worker. Wow. It's really beautiful. I see a lot of silver and blue and purple, and I have no idea what any of this is. Okay, I'm asking my guides and the masters to just show me the like the details are great, but really I don't need them. I want to know about the light. I'm seeing a healer. You're okay. What I'm seeing is souls. Okay, I'm not seeing physical shapes here, because that's what I asked for. Because otherwise it's too distracting. I'll be sitting here going, oh, and they've got 4 eyes, and oh man, that's so cool. Yeah. Not doing that today. I see you using energy healing. Do you do Reiki or something now? Because I see you using energy for healing, and you have a real gift for it. You have a real skill, a talent. It's part of your soul's gifts. You take it with you wherever you go throughout all your lifetimes. It's part of the package you were given when your soul was created. The kind of healing that you do seems to be, oh, isn't that interesting? It seems to be mental healing and not so much like broken bones and high blood pressure. It's like too much grief or depression or just, general sort of not the feeling of not fitting in, like that kind of like a psychiatric healer, kind of, or a quantum psychotherapist. That phrase just dropped into my head. Yeah, so where people are feeling are not feeling well, but it's not their bodies, and it's not like out and out illness. They go to you, and you help them heal. So, yeah. So that was your life. That was that life anyway. I don't know. Maybe you've had others, but that was the life that I was shown to tell you about. If you're not doing energy work, you might want to consider it, because it's very clear that was made very clear to me that this is a gift that you always have and you always will have. So if you feel like doing some Reiki, please, or QHHT, I forget what it stands for, but if you feel called to any of that, I mean, you may have a different mission in this lifetime, I don't know, but if you have skill like that, if you have a talent like that, an innate gift, use it. That would be good. That would be good for humanity if you could do that. And thanks for your question, Lightworker. That was pretty interesting. I mean, I enjoy looking at the alien lives. I can feel, Lightworker says they can feel energy with their hands, but need to develop it. Yes, that's it, Diane. Quantum healing hypnosis technique. That's another one. I'm familiar with Reiki because that's what I know, but there are other methods, and don't let me saying Reiki turn you in only one direction, okay? Because I don't know everything. Find what works for you and develop it. And if you're feeling energy with your hands, it's not going to take much to get better. I'm just telling you. And this is from me. This is not something that I've just been told. This is just something I know. Or maybe I have been told and I just know it. Hey, Wanda? Aw, don't eat my buttons. Next, we have Carl with a question, a message from his friends Jane, Lilia, or Vanjie. Any from them for guidance in your business? Well, okay, so I'm gathering that these friends of yours have passed on. They're dead now. Um, uh, yeah. Uh, so mediumship. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to start with Jane. Jane is I've asked for Jane to come to me and show herself, and can you tell me something that will identify you to Carl, something that he will immediately recognize you. She throws her hands in the air and she's kind of scolding. She's kind of bossy lady and very determined and very definite and very yes or no, black or white. Very much a person of focus and determination. Does that sound like her? Yeah? Okay. She's a psychic healer? Honestly. Oh, okay. Because she seems like she would be a really good businesswoman. Okay, so do you have any advice for Carl about his business? Oh yeah, and she's rolling her eyes and shaking her hands like this, throwing her hands up in the air. Yeah, she's really bossy. I like her. You can get far with a friend like that, or not. Jane says, you know what you have to do. You know you have to get tough. You know you have to, and she's doing this with her hands. You know you have to. Oh, okay. You know what you have to do. You know you need to organize yourself and put things on a professional level. Stop with this. Stop with this. Oh, sure, whenever airy fairy. She said airy fairy. You got to be a hard ass. You got to be more of a hard ass, she says. You got to, if you really want to do something, you got to like put your mind to it and not just sort of accept whatever comes your way. And she's pointing and shaking her finger again. And then she says, you know better. Stick up for yourself. You know better than this. Do better for yourself. So yeah, so that's what I got for you, Carl. I hope that helps. It's certainly consistent. It's certainly consistent with other messages that you've gotten. So yeah, so you know what to do, and thanks, Jane. Yeah, thank you. She's sending you a bunch of love. See, this is the best part of the job. It's not just talking to aliens and the rest of it. Like when people send love out to their loved ones, I'm in the middle. I get to feel it all. Oh, I'll share it with you. Of course I will. Oh, and here's something that happened to me last week. I got a dragon. Just showed up. Stuck his head in through my balcony door right here, right in front of me. And big old dragon. His name's Hopper. And he feels, you know what he feels like? He feels like like a golden lab or an Aussie, an Australian Shepherd, you know, like just a big old cuddly dog. Lovely, lovely, lovely person. Lovely person. The dragon, you know. Well, and Jane is too. Um, Sort of the color. Diane just asked what color the dragon was. And sort of like golden lab colored, you know, a little sandy, a little yellow, and really, really pretty green eyes. So yeah, I never expected that. Like, not even something I was meditating about elementals. I never ever expected to have one just sort of show up, and so friendly, so just like not what I imagined a dragon would be like. Just a big old cuddly dragon, very sweet. So yeah, so yeah, um, yeah. Peace, Mama. I love her very much. She's 20 years old. She's the Gotham's cockatoo, and she's getting to be an old lady like me. And she's, you know, this is when I would expect arthritis to start. Yeah, he is a very pretty dragon, and he's like kind of acknowledging. He's sitting next to me. I don't know. I never had anything like this happen. I certainly never expected it. Certainly not anything I ever thought I would ever say out loud to anybody. Right? I was happy with my parrots. Okay, so the next person in the queue is Cheryl. Oh, how interesting! We had an energy psychotherapist, and Cheryl wants to know if she's had a lifetime as a psychotherapist. Well, oh, and Cheryl says she asks the elementals to keep the bugs out of my house. It takes them a week or so, but they are very helpful. I have a spider that lives in my bottom kitchen cupboard. She's very helpful at keeping the fruit flies, because I always have fruit flies because of the fruit and veg that I feed parrots. And so there's always, you know, a population of fruit flies, and I've just learned to live with it. It goes down in the winter, and it goes up in the summer, increases in the summer. Uh, but I can't use any insecticides, right? Because it'll kill the parrots. So yeah, not good for me either, but I mean, deadly to them. So yeah, I just have a pet spider. She stays out of my way. I stay out of hers. Have you had a lifetime as a psychotherapist? There's a lot of healers in the chat right now, and you're one of them. Um, so here's a general message to all of you who I'm just being told that there's a lot of healers that are in the chat. So all of you who think you might be interested in or think you might have something to do with healing, just develop that. Go out and work with that. Whatever is accessible to you. But for you, Cheryl, I see you having been a midwife. I see you having been having a lifetime as a actually several lifetimes where, and this is Northern Europe, England, Northern France, and around the Mediterranean too, but that was farther back. So let's just try to focus in a little bit, all right? The work that you were doing as a midwife, of course, birthing babies, well, helping babies be born, but you also did a lot of the potions and tinctures, and so people who had fevers or heart problems, I see you gathering foxglove to make a tincture of digitalis for somebody in the village who has a heart problem. and you learned from your grandmother, who took you under her in this that lifetime that I'm seeing right now, which, I mean, it could be England, it could be France, I don't know. Everybody's wearing long, coarsely woven dresses, so I'm guessing medieval. So the 1400s or so. You're sent to live with your grandmother when you're like 8 or 9 years old, because she's getting old and she needs young legs to carry and fetch her water and do stuff like, do stuff like that for her. So you're sent off to live with your grandmother, which is, I guess fairly common to do in families at that time. And she takes you under her wing and starts teaching you what she knows. So you go out gathering herbs, and she teaches you all she knows about the herbs and the roots and the plants and the animals, and following tracks in the forest and the fields. And then when she dies, you're maybe 20, and you take over what she was doing. And that's how you spend your life. And never, in that particular lifetime, you never married. I'm guessing, and this is just me, I'm guessing because men were too scared to ask. Oh, no. Maybe not. Maybe you just didn't want to. Yeah, good lifetime. I don't know. I mean, part of being a midwife, of course, is being being there when people are dying, as well as when people are being born. So there would be a certain amount of grief counseling going on, and mothers losing their babies. I mean, babies died all the time. So I don't know. I don't know about psychotherapy as such. They're not showing me specifically that. I'm seeing healer, midwife, herbalist, master herbalist. I was just corrected. Master herbalist. But not psychotherapy as such. Doesn't mean you can't do it now if you want. Okay. I mean, if this is something you feel called to, healing is different. We have different ways of healing people, but different ways of calling things we've always done. Let's put it that way. There's always been people that we can go to for counsel and advice. And yeah. Thank you, Sharon. Look at that. Oh, man. You're awesome. V. Doyle wants to know if she's still in the queue. Well, let's find out. That was a great question, Cheryl. And that was actually a really awesome lifetime that you had. That the one that I saw, there were others, but the one that I saw was pretty awesome. It was a good lifetime. I mean, you enjoyed it and you learned a lot, and you were of immense service to the village, to the villagers where you were. What's my command now? No, of course they didn't have the term psychotherapy. That was made up in like 1895 or something. What am I doing? Who 9? Okay. Oh yeah, Jackie. Kimberly, I'm sorry, but questions are closed. I'm glad you're here. You're new, and I want to welcome you to our little family here, our weird little family. But questions usually fill up very quickly, and I have a limited time today. I'm under a time crunch today, so yeah. So there's 5 people in the queue. The next person is Sudabe, and then Liz, and then Noor, and Heavenly Blessed Honey, and T. Lynn. Thanks, Kimberly. Appreciate that. So Jane is the strongest. Carl wanted to let us know that Jane is the strongest personality of the three in our group, lost in the last few years. So only a few of us left in the business still standing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad you found this, Kimberly. I'm calling myself weird, Cheryl, and I have the award to prove it. I am the queen of weird. So let's get Sudabez's question up next. And there's always a bit of a lag with Nightbot. Nightbot is not immediate, but I'm okay with that because I'm not immediate either. Who or what I was in my past life. So Sudabe, let me just give you a little bit of background. You've had many past lives. And when I ask for a past life for you, I'm just going to take whatever they give me, okay? If you have a billions of years old, so a little extra time is not a big deal. Yeah, exactly. So Sudabe, who you've been lots of people in your past lives. You you guys are so distracting. Oh my God, I love the chat. You see, you're so awesome. Cheryl wants to fight me for the weird crown. Whoops. Oh man. I'm on again on Tuesday next week. This isn't the place for it, but I'll tell you all right now. Tuesdays, I'm on at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern on Akashic Adventures with two other brilliant readers, absolutely brilliant readers, Viviani and Diana, Viviani Heller and Diana Bowles, and I'm sure they're familiar to most of you. And I'm on every Thursday at 2 o'clock. Next week, while I'm on the topic, before my brain just goes to mush, because I got to say, like, sometimes I'm just a little scattered when I'm doing this. I know, it's a shock, right? Next week, Pixie will be here. You guys all loved Pixie when she was here before, so she's back next week. That's the 18th. The 25th, I'm going to have Jonathan Daly. That'll be fun because he's writing a book about using tarot to examine past lives. So it's going to be an interview and then questions, but first the interview. So it's going to be one of those where you have to zip it until the discussion is over. I know I hate those. Man, I'm full of questions all the time. And then so that's the 25th. And then on August 1st for Lameth, which is the Harvest Festival, Gerald will be here again. And that's also the day that we're going to have the fire alarm testing. So if you're here, you'll hear the fire alarm being tested. I've just got that in my notes because, okay. Yeah, Pixie will blow your mind. And Viviani and Liz are absolutely top-notch. So yeah, if you're here now, come back next week. You're gonna love Pixie. She is awesome. So Sudabe, I just blabbed a whole long time without addressing your question, and I apologize for making you wait. But you're a few billion years old, so what's 5 minutes here or there? Yeah, you've had a lot of lives. You've had 80 or 100 lives. You're an older soul. You're not a young'un. You're not this is absolutely not your first go around. And I see how interesting. You've had lives in China, in India. I see you as a monk in Tibet. I see you as a monk in India. I see you as a farmer in India. Not too much in Europe. Well, yes. What'd you do in Europe? You were, I'm seeing a life in Europe, but I can't tell where. But a long time, like people are wearing skins. So before agriculture. So how cool is that? I don't see that kind of a lifetime very often. But let's just find a life for you that I can tell you about. It's like within. Spain during the you're living in your family was one of the families, they called them Moors, who came and conquered Spain in 900 or whatever it was. And you were living in Andalusia. At the time that I'm seeing you, you're maybe 9 or 10 years old. You're a young boy. Your father has a horse farm, raises horses, and they're prized horses. They're very well known, and your family is very proud and has gotten quite a bit of wealth as a result of the horse breeding that your father and your grandfather have been doing. So this is a generational thing. That's interesting. Okay. And you're not the oldest son, however, so you're not expected to take over the farm, but you are expected to do something, you know, that contributes to the family. So your father is trying to teach you horse trading. Sorry. He's trying to teach you how to tell a good horse from a bad horse and how to sell the horses. And you're not too keen on that. You'd rather write poetry and draw pictures. Okay. There's 3 girls and 2 boys in the family. You're the second son. And your father would like to see you two, the 2 boys, cooperate and run the farm in a partnership where you do the selling and your brother does the actual, looking after the horses and, finding the right horses to breed together and all the bloodlines, and that's all complicated stuff. It's a good life. It's a comfortable life. There's enough for everybody to eat. Nobody, when there's illnesses, there's money for a doctor and for medicines, and there's money for new clothes for the big feasts and holidays. And your family is respected and highly respected and regarded. So you have a lot of privilege in this lifetime. And you're not happy about, okay, so I'm looking ahead a few years. You're about to marry, and it's kind of arranged, but kind of not. It's a woman that you've known pretty much your whole life, and you kind of grew up together. And you don't have any objections to her because she's a nice person and she does care about you and you care about her. You just wanted a little more excitement in your life, I guess. And yeah. You got to travel some before this as a young man. You got to travel some, but you wanted to see more of the world. And now you're kind of tied down. So you're a little resentful of that, but that's how life is. You accept it, is what I'm trying to say. You just accept that that's how life is going to be. She dies after the second baby. And you are very surprised with yourself at how brokenhearted you are. You didn't think you cared about her that much. You thought she was a nice friend and you cared about her, but you didn't realize the depth of feeling you had for her, and now you really regret it. Is this what you're looking for, baby? You want this? Yeah. Is that too much work? Yeah, that's about it. I mean, it was a good life. Like there was no, well, yeah, there was wars, but you never had to have anything to do with that except selling horses to the military. So yeah, cool life. I said Viviani and Liz, did I? Okay. Oh, now that I had some, you want to share them? Okay. Well, let me just get out of that sudebe. Oh, you're very welcome. Riley girl, welcome. I haven't seen you before, so welcome to our little weird tribe here. And glad you're here, but questions are closed. Questions filled up really fast today. And we started at like on the hour 47 minutes ago. So, wow, it's already been 47 minutes. Better hurry myself up. So next up is Liz in awe. Will it work out to stay in Cozumel? A lot of things have to happen. I mean, to be blunt, the masters don't care whether you stay in Cozumel or not, because we always have free will as to where we go and what we do for a living and how we spend our time. They really only care about our spiritual development. So when you ask them a question of like, should I stay or should I go? Or is this a good job for me? Or whatever, they're, 9 times out of 10, they're going to shrug their shoulders and say, yeah, whatever. It's your choice because you have free will. That being said, sometimes they want you somewhere else. Like, and I keep quoting this example of Dr. Gale moving from Mount Shasta to North Carolina, because that's what she was told to do. So if your spiritual development goes faster here in Cozumel, is what Liz is saying. Feeling I have is very fluid, very wavy, very, if then this, that. It feels to me like it's very much in your control and you're within your powers of decision. It depends on what you want to sacrifice. It depends on what's best for you. your spiritual development may be um, your spiritual development is one thing, but your physical health and safety is also something to be considered. Okay. Um, but I'm getting that this is entirely something that you can make the right choice for yourself and choose for yourself what's best for you. In mm, yeah, you I'm not getting a yes. I'm not getting a no. I'm getting a you pick. I'm sorry, but uh, mm, where's my pendulum? Let's ask the pendulum. This is my pendulum. Okay, Marigold. Here, let me hold it up so you guys can all see this. Can you answer a question for me today? Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. Swinging sideways is yes, and back and forth is no. Thanks. Can you tell me, please, will Liz and Awe be able to stay in Cozumel? Not a big yes, and an uncertain yes. And now it's okay, now it's a bigger yes. It's kind of a yes or no. It's kind of a yes and also a no. So like I'm thinking that this is a reflection of the energy that I was feeling, that it was your choice and that it was something that you had to pick, and both answers were acceptable as far as the guides are concerned. So here, listen, I keep offering you these special peas that I bought for a treat. Okay. I hope that helps, Liz. I mean, not the oh, that one's from Liz. Thank you. She gets all the kisses, don't you? Yes, she does. She's very soft. I love touching her. She's very, very soft. Hi, Lisa Bowles. Welcome. Okay, next we have Noor. I'm going to have a love marriage, not an arranged one. That's up to you. Yeah, and I hate saying that because, there's a cultural thing going on here, and I'm very Western, clearly. So, Noor, I may be the wrong person to ask. And I say that with all the love in my heart because I have a reaction. I have my own Western cultural reaction to this, which is, of course, it's your choice. And that's wrong. I shouldn't do that. So it's my cultural blinders on, okay? Let me ask. You can look for, I'm getting that a possibility for you is to look for a love marriage. And if you don't find one, then ask your family to arrange meetings for you with potential suitors, and you can just say yes, and it's still in your control, right? Like you don't have to marry them. These are introductions to suitable men. that you can say no to, or you can go out with and get to know them for, a few months and then decide if you want to marry them. Like, it doesn't have to be either or. But I don't know what your culture is, okay? So I could be like really, really wrong. This may not be acceptable in your culture. In your culture, it may be, you take what we give you and that's the end of it. But there's a way for, yeah, there's a way for it to be both. I'm not sure that will be possible for you. And that's just me. That's not any spiritual guidance. I'm just saying, I know that some cultures are really, really strict about how that works. And I don't know if that's the kind of environment that you're in. But it is possible to ask your family's assistance in meeting suitable men who also want marriage, who are, of acceptable backgrounds and employment and all the rest of that kind of stuff. I mean, that saves a lot of time. And pick from amongst them. So, yeah. Yeah, Kimberly, someone will be suitable, who can be the love of your life. Because honestly, if you live, when you live with someone, it's really hard not to care about them, unless they're total abusive jerks, which is the big danger in that kind of arranged marriage situation. Well, one of them anyway. So I that's the best I can do, Nora. I'm sorry. I hope it was helpful. And and best wishes to you. It's a tough situation to be in. Thanks for your question. And I'm going to have to do some real. I don't personally have anything against arranged marriages. They save a lot of time, unless, of course, there is abuse, in which case they're really tough to get out of. That's been my observation. And limited observation. Next in the queue is Heavenly Blessed Honey, who wants to know if she ever had a lifetime in Turkey. Oh. Well, see, I can't tell the difference between Greece and Turkey a lot of time, especially back in the, like when people are still wearing robes and sandals, the kind of classical Greek kind of times. I haven't been to either Greece or Turkey, so I wouldn't be able to recognize them. If I see a seashore and it's Mediterranean and people are wearing robes and sandals, then there's marble statues and stuff. Yeah, that's Greece. Well, it could be Rome, but more likely Greece. So it could be Turkey. That's just a limitation of my knowledge, though. Let's see. Did you live in Turkey? See a really small fishing village. And I know Turkey has two coastlines, along the Black Sea and along the Mediterranean, I guess it is, or Adriatic or something. I don't know. Across from Greece, Cyprus. I see a little fishing village in the. It's dry, like it's sandy and dry, and it looks almost like a desert around there. There's not much in the way of trees or anything to burn, so people burn dried up goat, cow, and dung. They burn dung for fuel because there's no forests around for wood. And yeah, people are wearing robes and sandals. And the village makes there's some farming around, but very little because there's not a lot of water. There's olive trees, and every house has a well. So if you want to have a garden, that's fine. There is water in the water table. It's just that you have to irrigate it. You have to get it from the well to the land. And at this time, it's just hard work, hauling it. Because this must be a really long time ago, because they're just beginning to get the clue about irrigation. There's pirates, but they mostly leave your village alone because you're so poor. Oh, you're a fisherman with a family. You have 2 or 3 kids. You've had more, but they died but your wife survived the births, which is unusual for a woman to survive 4 or 5 births in that time. So she's a tough cookie. And you know that your children are a blessing, and you love them, and you cherish them, and you do your best for them. You're a really good daddy. You go out fishing with at dawn, and you come back and you go out fishing again at sunset. Not everybody does that. Most of the fishermen in that community just go out in the morning. They don't go out again in the evening, but you go out in the evening too. And so people travel through the village. It's not a port. It's nothing like a port. Okay. It's just a little village on the beach, basically. But it's on a road to somewhere. It's on a road that goes somewhere. And so you see travelers. There is an inn, and you see travelers. And you sell your fish. There's a market. There's a fish market. You sell your fish to the inn. It's a really hard life. You work really, really hard. But to be honest, I would be hard pressed to other than what the guides and the masters are saying to me, that this is Turkey. I couldn't tell if it was Turkey or Spain or, Italy from so long ago, Hi, Gemini K. Welcome. We have questions closed for today. And oh, good, Sonia. I'm glad it resonates for you. Yeah, but welcome to our little tribe. I haven't seen you before, so welcome. Yeah, you did live in Turkey at least one lifetime in Turkey, Sonia. So we're coming up to, I think this might be the last question, but I'll check. T. Lynn. And T. Lynn would like a message as well. Let me just check to see who's next, okay? How many more questions we have, because I I had like 20 minutes. Yes, T-Lynn is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that the way it sounded. I just don't want to be late for what I have to do, okay? Okay, so T-Lynn, I think this is going to be my shortest one so far. You were the first in the chat, and yours is going to be the last question. So you're going to be the top and tail of the show. She wants a message. Can I have your sister's name, T-Lynn? Diane thinks there are 2 questions that Nightbot didn't take. There are 2 questions that I saw that weren't taken because they had more than 100 characters, but they were rewritten. Okay. T-Lynn, if you're still here, can I have your sister's name, please? And your mother. Okay, I don't need your mother's name. I just Rossi and Aaron. Oh, really? Dina K. Well, I'm sorry, Rossi. I'm sorry, Aaron. Not today. I'll go back and look at the chat and see how Nightbot screwed that up, okay? And see if I can fix whatever Nightbot did so it doesn't happen again. And under normal circumstances, I'd take the questions, but today I can't. Dina. Well, T-Lynn, you know what I'm going to say about previous life connections with people in your immediate family. Vina. Okay. Because people in your immediate family, yes, this is 98% of the time, 99% of the time, the people who are in your immediate family are people you've shared previous lifetimes with, okay? That's why, yeah, exactly. Soul connections. Thanks, Kimberly. They're soul connections, and you exchange, like sometimes you're the parent, sometimes you're the child, the grandparent, the sibling, sometimes the brother-in-law or the uncle or the aunt. But people in your family are generally the people that you travel through your lifetimes with. And yeah. So you certainly have previous life connections. Where you've rotated your familial relationships, husband, wife, father, daughter, mother, son, sisters, brothers, grandparents, uncles and aunts. So yeah, that's a given. If they're in your immediate family, you have soul contracts for this lifetime, but probably also for previous lifetimes and for future ones too. So a message from your sister, Dina K. Okay. Let's talk to Dina K. Did Dina like to dance? Was she known for dancing? Did T-Lynn? I like your approach, Rossi. That's pretty much how I when my questions. Oh, Diane. Okay. Diane says she's observed that Nightbot doesn't take some questions when they're entered in succession. So there's 3. If people are typing at the same time, it'll only get the first one. So it's important to watch for your acknowledgement. And if you didn't get an acknowledgement from Nightbot, it's important to retype your question and resubmit it. So T-Lynn says she felt that she did with her mother, but such an age difference with sister and didn't feel connected. That's okay. You don't necessarily need to feel connected. I mean, I didn't feel connected with my mother, and this wasn't our first go around either. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. So she wasn't someone who loved to dance, because I'm the person who is showing themselves to me is very light-footed and kind of tripping along, and um, gives me the impression of dancing. Or maybe it's just because it was something she always wanted to do. Okay, Dina, tell me something that Teelan will recognize you immediately. Okay, now she's singing. She's singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Does that have any meaning for you? Teelan, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, does that have any significance? Rossi, the acknowledgement comes in the chat. So if you can read the chat, you'll see the oh, okay, a one-liner jokester. Okay. All right. I just want to be sure that I'm speaking to the right soul here. You know, like mediumship takes because anytime a medium opens up for business, and everybody says this, okay, it's not just me. Anytime a medium says, I want to talk to so and so, there's like instantly 3 million souls that go, I got something to say, I got something to say, ask me, ask me. Yeah, no. And so it's important that we be able to oh, Teelan says she used to be teased for singing Christmas songs in July. Well, here we are in July, and here's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure that's Dina. That's the kind of in-joke that only a family member would get, right? Like that's the kind of information that I look for to confirm that I'm not just talking to some random that got in line and bulled their way through. She's around you a lot and you're not aware of it. Yeah, I think she thinks, no, wait. She thinks you're not aware of how often she's around you. She knows you miss her and she says, I'm right here. I mean, I'm standing right next to you and you got no clue. It's like, what are you, deaf? She's showing me sort of batting her hands around your head, like slapping you from side to side with her in spirit with her hands, and you don't have a clue, and she's just beating on you to get some acknowledgement from you. So try to be more aware, Teelan. She is around you a lot, and she is trying to communicate with you. Um, um, yeah. Oh, you have her cat. Mm, that's that's lovely. She's buddies with the potty mouth guide. Yeah, 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 yeah. She is around you a lot, and she sits with her cat a lot, and she wants you to she wants you to know how grateful she is that you took her cat, because after she passed, that was her big worry. She hung around, and that was her big worry, was her what was going to happen to her cat, because she loved that cat, still loves that cat. And she's so grateful to you for having looked after that, because that once her cat was looked after, then she felt free to leave and free to continue on. But she hung around to make sure that cat was going to be okay. Lovely person. I can see that you would have thought she was a real pain. But decent and hardworking and a person of great integrity. Yeah. Yeah. Let's hear it for the potty mouth guides. Woohoo! Let's all have some. So yeah, your sister just would like you to be more aware of her presence, and be with her, and just talk to her. Like if you're in the car or something, talk to her, and have a nice chat. She'll answer you, and eventually you'll get her. You will, like, you'll be aware of it. The her part of the conversation. You'll be. If you still your mind, you'll be able to receive it. And as you get better at that, then you'll be able to have really good conversations with her. So talk to her. Never stop dreaming. Yeah. 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 Yeah, she didn't ever stop dreaming. I hope that brings you some comfort, T-Lynn. But start talking to her. She really wants that. She really wants that. And she has such gratitude towards you for taking care of her cat. That was her big worry as she was passing, as she lay there. Yeah, that was her big worry, was what was going to happen to her baby. Yeah. Okay, well, I said the opening prayer before I started, thinking that I would save some time, but I love to hear the sound of my own voice. So I'll say the closing prayers after I finish. I want to thank you all for being here. You guys are so awesome. Okay, so Aaron and Rossi, hold on for a second here while I make a note. Aaron and Rossi, you'll go first next week, okay? Sorry, I'm just making a note. So next week, with Pixie, I'm still going to use Nightbot, but Aaron and Rossi, you're not going to be part of the Nightbot queue. You just put your questions in, and I've got a note there, so I will remember it, okay? Thank you so much for being here. This is always such a treat, and you make it so easy for me. I really appreciate that. I was so scared to do this, and you guys make it enjoyable. So thank you all for being here. I love you all. Please like and subscribe. I almost forgot to say that. It's just like the prayer, right? I have to say these things. Please like and subscribe, and I'll let you know next week what's going on with Wanda. Oh, and I have to tell you, I found a new toy on the internet. It's called, okay, this isn't sponsored or anything. This is just something I found to play with yesterday. It's Suno, SUNO.com, and it's AI generated songs. So you can write a song, and the AI, or you can tell it what you want the song to be, and an AI will generate the lyrics and the music, and you can say what style. So you want like a soft acoustic folk thing, or you want a I wrote a sea shanty. Well, no, the AI wrote a sea shanty, and and I had the AI write 4 songs about Wanda, and they were awesome. One of them's a real banger. Anyway, so go and play with Suno and have some fun writing your own, or getting the AI to write your songs for you, because it is a ton of fun. Well, I thought it was fun, but I'm a nerd. Anyway, I love you so much, and I will see you all next week. And have a great weekend, you guys. Mwah. Oh, and I have something special for you also. Wait a second. Wait a second. Where is it? I don't know. This is crazy, isn't it? Look at this.